Hi guys, so I just created an hour-long video and it was interrupted by satellites. So let me get back to what I was saying. I'm going to start off from when I was born. I was not supposed to be born. My mom did not want to marry my biological father. Um, she was pretty much forced to by my grandmother. And I was never supposed to be born, which honestly I wish I wasn't born. I really wish I wasn't. I have been mind raped. I feel like I've been mind read. Which, do I know if that's true or not? No. But I feel like I've been mind read. I feel like I've been raped of everything I've ever had: love, self respect, the fame, everything that I put under my barrel of life was ripped open and taken out and used against me. And now I have nothing left to live for. I have nothing left to give. I'm literally dead inside and almost out. So while I still have a few days left of sanity, I want to get this out there. But I had been suffering my whole life. If it weren't for my grandparents being semi-wealthy, I would never have been able to hide the fact that I was just a middle class, upper middle class, normal kid. And my mom and my biological father were arguing so much as a kid, I had to literally become accustomed to yelling, screaming, just literally become accustomed to it, to where I enjoyed it. I had to fall asleep to it. Like, I would be relaxed by it. That's how sick it was. And I don't want that to happen to anybody else. So if you have kids in the house, please just remember to give them earplugs or something if you're going to argue like that. And make sure they have a radio or something plugged in so they don't hear it. Check on them from time to time to make sure they're not listening. Because it will literally change them mentally forever. I think that's why I was such a cunt my whole life. Because I learned how to manipulate and be a bitch at such a young age to get what I wanted. I knew if the one time out of the month, literally maybe 1 or 2 days out of a month, I wouldn't argue. And I wouldn't like it because I knew I would have a hard time falling asleep. I knew I wouldn't be able to get what I wanted out of them. I knew it, it was bleh, it was bad. So I had to learn how to enjoy that. And it's not fun. It's not fun being 7, 8 years old and having to learn how to enjoy yelling and screaming. 5 years old sitting there, having to make myself like it instead of cry, so I didn't look like a little bitch. And then to have your mother tell you she didn't even want to marry him, and then I think he realized a couple years in they should never have been together. I was never supposed to be born, and I wish I wasn't. Especially the past 12 years, I wish I wasn't. It's very difficult because my grandparents didn't move up here until I was around, 14-ish. And I literally had to deal with all that. And by the time I was 8.5 years old, 8, almost 9, my parents finally got a divorce. My mom picked me up from North Florida Christian School and said, "Oh, I got you. I got custody. Your dad didn't even fight for you. Da 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 da." Just left us with mounds and mounds of debt, which my grandparents ended up paying off. I found out it was around $60,000 in debt, 70,000, I don't know, somewhere around there in debt. My grandparents paid off, and I mean, no child support was ever paid to my mother. She never fought for it. Nothing, because she didn't want secrets coming out. And I've been watched my whole life. I feel like. But then again, I think that's just from the damage that's been done to me. It's sad that a kid has to become accustomed to that. It's really sad. Really, really sad. And what's even worse is that it followed me into my adult years. So you saw me when I was 20 and 21 before this next generation stuff started. I was a bitch. I was a cunt. I was mean. And I wanted to say I'm sorry to anybody that I was ever mean to that I don't remember because I was so fucked up. I want to say I'm sorry to anybody I was ever a bitch to because I thought I was above you when I'm definitely not. Never have been and definitely never will be. No matter what. I wanted to say I'm sorry to my mom because for being an unwanted child, she did the best she could. And she did a damn good job. And I'm sorry I put you through hell so much, but I was also put through hell, which I don't know if you know that or not, but you will now if you watch this, if they don't edit it out. I literally suffered for so long. I started getting high. And then, my life was like a normal, maybe teenager's life, I guess, if you could call it that. Except for my grandma was the only person that I felt genuinely loved me, and she hated me for being gay at the same time. But she did love me. She loved me more than her own husband. She admitted it. More than anybody in the family. She loved me, even her own sister, everybody. She admitted it. But that's the only thing I have. The only person that ever loved me never fully loved me because I was gay. But it is what it is. She's never touched drugs, cigarettes, anything like that in her life, ever. She was straight edge her entire life. So, I mean, that's just, how she rolls. But she passed away January 22nd, 2016. And that's when my world came crumbling down, really. I started losing the mental capacity to deal with what was being dealt with. But anyway, at 16, I started getting high. Or at 13, I started getting high. And I just was so high all the time, I didn't care about anything else but myself and getting high. So I literally ended up getting in trouble for picking up a stray dog out of the middle of the road. And I was arrested for that shit. I was told I was going to be put over the national news, local news, that to be quiet about it because that could happen by my attorney. It literally destroyed me. But I somehow maintained myself, maintained my image that I was filthy rich, and literally, this is how rich I was. When my grandmother died, my grandpa died last year. My mom got the last $100,000, and I got a Cadillac and a Honda. That's it. And I don't think I don't sound grateful for the vehicles. It is what it is. But I grew up way differently. And then all of a sudden in 2012, I'm being watched. And I'm watching Fox News, and they're telling me to raise your hand if you think I'm pretty. And I raise my hand, and they're like, oh, thank you. And then before that, it was like the TV waves at me. And I waved back. Or I waved at the TV because I was so high. Excuse me, I remember. I waved at the TV, I was so high. It was a New Year's thing or a Christmas thing. And I was like, oh, cool. And I waved back at something. And then the lady waved at me. I was like, what the f-? And then I realized it was on every live channel. Every live channel knew I was watching. If you go back 9 or 10 years, 8, 9, 10 years, about 2 or 3 or 4 years into this, well, 30, excuse me, or no, 22 or something at the time, 21 years into this, because I've been watching my whole life, I feel like, and I've been told. But I literally just had to hide my image. I would hustle to make money. I would prostitute. I would strip. I would sell things. I would do anything I had to do to go to the bar and pull out wads and wads of money and have money in my account. But go put like 500 in my account and pretend like I had 5,000. I mean, it is what it is. And my whole life has been a sham. I've been a sham. I'm nothing but a middle class faggot. Now I'm a broken, nothing, fat piece of shit that's gonna die alone and miserable. But it is what it is, guys. And once my parents got a divorce finally when I was 8 or 9, I thought, my mom picked her up from school that day and she looked somewhat happy, but not fully happy that she got to keep me because, again, I was not a child that was wanted. And I just realized that she was already pregnant at the time with her new family. And my biological father, was also cheating and already moved on to his new wife now, which they belong together. These people belong together. So that's good. I'm happy it happened that way and everything because they both ended up having kids, my half brothers, you could say, and they had great lives. Mine was just literally, all right, Josh, whatever, here it is, I'll leave. Or here, do this, go away. Like, I just never felt wanted. I've never felt loved. And then I turned 16 years old and I go through hell in a court system because of something I didn't do and something I never took. I never intentionally stole something. I was accused of stealing someone's practically a child, someone's animal, and I just was in the middle of the road and I opened my door, it came running up to me and jumped in my car. And literally, it was a weekend. So that next weekend, that Monday or Tuesday, my stepdad was going to work to print out pictures so he could go put posters up. And if the dog wasn't claimed, I was going to do something for the dog, either keep it or find it a good home. I was never trying to steal anything, and everybody knows that. From the detective that arrested me to the person whose dog it was, they all knew it. And when I was forced to write an apology letter, I put in there, God, this is back when I believed in him, and I don't anymore as of January 1st, 2020. That was 12 years of this shit. I can't do it anymore. But I just prayed and 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 prayed that I would get retribution, and I thought I was, and all of a sudden it was all a lie and all sham just to get back at me for whatever the hell it was. I still don't know what's going on, or I never will. Alive, at least. But I feel like I've been mind raped, mind read for years now. I feel like I've been watched my whole life. I feel like I am being scientifically studied right now. And I want to die because of it. I don't have the money for this anymore. And they're just going to keep going. A governor just admitted. Nobody wants to take responsibility for their actions. You're fucked. Which I already knew. But it sucks to hear it from one of the most powerful people in this world. It just sucks. Especially when you admire the president thousands and years and years and years before he even ran. And anyway, nobody gives a shit about that. But when I was 16, I was literally in a drug court program that literally sold children to get money, is what it was. Literally. And I had to deal with that. And I went and got my own drug test done at a place that sends it off to the same laboratory. Had the guy watch my dick, watch me pee. And of course it came back clean, like we all knew it would. And then all of a sudden my drug test after that started coming back clean. But I had to lie to a judge. Lie to a judge. I had to literally lie to a judge about this shit, about me hitting a blunt that I didn't even hit at 16 years old, 17 years old. I had to lie. Sit there and lie. And that's scarred me ever since. I just wish it never happened, but then again, now that I'm dealing with this, it's like, well, whatever. But all of a sudden, I get through that finally, and I go out and I just start getting fucked up and maintaining that I'm rich and paying other people's bills and letting people borrow money, buying drinks, always had cat. I mean, just I would always find a way. Until recently, when the TV waved back at me, and I was told by Megyn Kelly to raise my hand if I thought they were pretty, and I did, and they said thank you. And all of a sudden, it was on every channel, every live channel. They're riding with their feet on Bravo, literally making me wait on hold until I'm on the after show. I mean, there's just so many things that happen to me that I can't even begin to explain because it sounds psychotic, and it is psychotic because that's not supposed to happen to anybody. But literally, Rihanna's song called Jay Up and Close the Deal, that's me. I'm Jay. It's a fact. And I'm extremely exhausted. And I have no will left to fight. I'm mentally about to lose it, so I wanted to get this out there before. And I just had an hour video done explaining way into depth, but they deleted it because they didn't want the truth ever getting out there in any way, shape, or form. But here's the truth that President Obama knew for his entire term, last term, and even some of his first. And now Trump knows, and that's what kills me, because I'm still dealing with it, even though he knows now. But, it is what it is. I don't know if the mind raping is real. It feels real to me, considering they know everything before I do. It's just absolutely insane. But literally, when I was 8, that whole thing when I was 8, I got home. There was my mom's new husband, and she was already pregnant. And so I just found ways to manipulate them, get what I wanted, be a complete, total selfish, inconsiderate little bratty bitch. That's all I've ever known. And now I've had my dreams thrown in my face. I have had love thrown in my face, which I'm scared shows love. I've had everything, the 3 things that I wanted so bad: money, fame, and love. I've had all 3 thrown in my face. And now they're taking my mother away from me. And I don't even know who exactly these people are. It's on every fucking channel. Except I know the highest people in the universe know about it, and they're just going to let it go. It was admitted 2 days ago. That's why I slept for 2 days. 2 days I slept. He admitted nobody's going to take responsibility for what they've done. Nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's probably just saying, you already knew that, but to hear it from a governor is really killing. Mental health is real. I had bipolar disorder before this, and I had anxiety before this. But now I have so many more problems. I don't even know where to begin. I'm scared. I have no money. I have a $100 ticket due. And it's past due, but they're closed right now. So I don't even know what to do. I may lose my license, but, they can arrest me too, because, I was literally scared. Like, if I got robbed, like if my car was broken into, could I call 911? No, I couldn't. I was afraid they would try to blame me for that shit. Me, for my car getting robbed. Oh, gosh. It's been a clusterfuck of shit. And it started out from the beginning of my life, which really, really sucks. You guys, it really does. But to anybody, again, at the beginning of this, that I've offended, I'm sorry. I wish you all the best. To my old best friends, some of you were involved with this, told me I wasn't worth a certain amount of money, allowed them to steal things, did everything. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And I can't fight anymore. I can't put tinfoil on my head and expect it to work with the mind reading, or if that's just damage that they've done. I don't know. I wish I know. I do know, but whatever. It doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter anymore. I just need answers, and I'm never going to get them. I just wish somebody gave a fuck enough to tell me, because nobody's ever loved me my entire life. I just wish somebody would tell me. I'm not even asking for money anymore or justice or anything. I just want my life or a life back. Considering my life was never really real to begin with. A life back would be fine, but I'm clearly not even going to get that. So just wish me luck on having a good day today, please, because I really need it. Don't pray for me. I prayed for 8 years, and it made it worse. So if anything, just wish me luck, or wish me bad luck. I don't care anymore. Nothing can make this worse. Well, that's a lie. A few things could, but I count on one hand. Peace out. Just kidding.